Welcome to another episode of 5 by 5 where today we're talking about the dungeons or the worlds we'd like to live in or explore, not in that order, and let's go.
In the five by five.
Start.
So welcome to another episode of Retrotopia 5 by 5 our countdown list where Sam and I pick up a topic. And that restarts. I can cut that out later. Screw it. Anyways, welcome to 5 by 5 and a Retrotopia podcast where Sam and I pick a topic or have a topic picked for us and we count down our list. And this week we picked a topic of the worlds we like to live in and the dungeons in them we'd like to explore. And with me, as always, is the Wisconsin monster himself, Sam. How are you doing, buddy?
Wisconsin monster.
I don't know. The cheese head.
Yeah. There we go. I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm not too bad. I started school there, and that's about it. I'll get into that on Retro Bites this month.
Oh, yeah. We're both
going
sleepy
back to the
boys.
real world is tiring.
It is. Well, speaking of Retrobytes, if you want to join the conversation or listen to all of the goodies that we have to offer, you can join us. You can find all of our links to everything, including the Patreon, the Discord, and the socials, which are starting to kick in a little bit at linktree/Retrotopia. That's linktr.ee/Retrotopia.
Yeah,
All
and if
right.
you want to comment on any of these 5x5s or shows, you can come to patreon.com/Retrotopia and you can join for free and get all these episodes, plus a whole lot more, including the quick plays and some polls you can answer and comments and all that good stuff. Sorry to cut you off, Sam. I forgot.
Oh, no,
I was
not
talking
at all.
about.
Yeah, you had more loaded for that than I did, so.
Oh, I
Have
forgot
at.
about the plugs completely. Like I said, my
Oh,
brain is operating at like 10% capacity right now.
so
I am so
optimal.
tired. Yeah.
It only
After
goes to
having,
10%.
yeah, from the end of April until this week, I have had nothing to do but sit in my office, play video games, watch my kid, work on this podcast. And then this week, I'm going back to school for game design, and just getting back into the real world is tiring. And I know it sounds like a brag, but it really wasn't, because by the end of the summer, I was ready to, start bouncing off the walls. I just need to get
Yeah.
back into the swing of it. But,
Yeah, it's tough to get back into things after time away, even if you I mean you're doing your coursework and stuff, which is different than, like having to go back to the grind at work or whatever, but it is similar, but
it is. Well,
at least it's something you're passionate about, which is cool. So hopefully you can get back into it real quick
yeah,
after a
well,
few
I am
days.
definitely going to. It's just getting back into the routine. It's no longer walking by the shower and making the tough decision whether I shower today or not. So
That's
uh,
a good bar to hop right over.
oddly enough, when I quit my job, one of the first problems I had was actually motivating myself to shower. Like I
I
went
was gonna
through
say
this.
bed
No, I
sores.
went through this detox. Like, you go through
Yeah.
this routine in the morning. You get up, you shower, you go to work, you come home, you shower, you go to bed. I don't know if you showered twice. I did,
Oh,
and
I do if I can. Yeah.
yeah, and when you break that routine or you finally get out of that like funk, your brain just goes into this automatic like recovery mode, and everything just seems so difficult. At one point, I decided to force myself up at 6:30 in the morning, so I didn't get into the habit of sleeping till 2 in the afternoon,
Ooh, yeah.
and making sure I showered once a day. So that kept me sane.
Yeah, that will get you out of a funk in more ways than one. Let's
Oh yeah.
yeah.
All right. You
Zing.
ready to
Yeah.
count this down? You want to go first, or I think you should go first because of the comments we have.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Do you want to when do you want to put your comments in? Did you want to read a couple of comments before we start going? Because we did
We'll
get some
do.
comments this week.
Yeah, we did. This was actually the first time we put out for comments over on the Patreon, and
Pretty
we
neat.
had 4 comments. So we'll do our number 5, and then we'll start the comments in between. How does that sound?
Sounds good. That sounds good to
All
me.
right. So you can go first and kick this off with the banjos.
5. absolutely wonderful. My number
Love the
5,
banjos.
yes. My number 5 uh is the planet Terrace or Taurus from KOTOR. Um so Star Wars, Knights of the Old
Yeah, I'm not
Republic.
surprised you picked a Star
I,
Wars.
I know.
Get it in there
And it's
any way you can.
yeah, I know. This is I swear to God, it's not cheap. I have a reason why. Of course I want to live in Star Wars universe no matter what. And I would just if I could do my normal job like I do, but like in space, sign me up. I'd do it. Um so yeah, of course I want to live in Star Wars, but um specifically why I picked the planet Terrace is because I want to go hang out in those hut bars. So like like the hut gangsters or whatever have those bars that you're like walking in and out of when you're completing your objectives. But I would just kind of hang in the bar and play Sabak and Dejarik and drink and have a great time. So that's my number 5. There's not really much more to it than that. I want to hang at the bar in Star Wars.
Oh,
This
that
is my
makes
way
sense.
of getting into the cantina by way of video games.
So, does KOTOR actually fall under the canon of Star Wars, or is that just like a side story that we have to accept exists?
I mean, I think it's been decanonized, but then they were talking about doing that remake, and I think that would kind of bring it into the canon, and I'm sure they would change things. Um, but no, I think it's fine just the way it is, and
So you'll never meet Baby Yoda or Grogu.
not
What
in
a
that
dumb
time,
name.
not in that timeline. I mean, uh, that's way before.
I have no idea how this works.
Excuse me, that's before A New Hope. Okay,
Yeah, we're
go
gonna
ahead.
have some listeners there that are just like totally like, yeah, I don't know what that Brian's talking about, man. Like, this is Star Wars, dude. Because
Yeah,
obviously every Star Wars guy goes to the gym way too much.
I don't know. Baby Grogu is like I don't. What did they say he was like? However old he is, 50 or 100 or whatever, already as like a little baby child. So maybe during KOTOR, he's like a weird tadpole thing.
Yeah, you never know. But
Yeah,
I just love how. Well, actually, I really like the Mandalorian season 1 and season 2. I will be
amazing.
honest, as little as I really stick with Star Wars, I don't hate it. I don't get obsessed over it.
You just
That
like to jab me
moment,
in the ribs.
oh yeah, that moment in the Mandalorian season 2, and if you haven't watched it, you can skip ahead about 10 seconds and then you'll get right to the spoiler. Anyways, that moment in season 2 when Luke Skywalker showed up, I was
Yeah,
I was having like a fan moment there. I was like, "You see, oh my god!" That was awesome.
it was really cool.
And then my wife watched Boba Fett there, and then she basically told me, you can kind of end it because it didn't hit as well.
Skip it.
All right, so that's your number 5 going in the Star Wars world. That's not surprising, but pretty cool.
Bold move, right?
A bold move. Number 4 through 1, Star Wars, just different games. But my number 5, I went a little bit differently. I went the high life. I went Grand Theft Auto 5 Los Santos.
Ooh,
I'm a city guy. I like big cities. I've lived in small towns. There's just nothing to do. I'm not an outdoorsy person, so I'm not going to go hunting, four wheeling. I'm not going to. I do like camping, but I'm more glamping than anything. Uh, this is the type of city I want to live in. If you think of the overall size of the city, the crime's not actually that bad because there are safer neighborhoods and stuff like that, just as long as you don't live around Michael. Um, Lot to see. You could drive around. Very beautiful. Countryside drives. I live where Michael lives. It looks nice, has a pool, and his daughter's good to go. Um, there's no dungeon in this game, but the mission I'd play is the early on one where Michael's dumb shit kid gets scammed by that car dealer, and this is kind of where you meet Franklin in the game. So it's pretty early on. So Michael actually gets in the car and then drives it through a dealership, and that sets off the story of the game. I always love that mission.
nice.
It's great because his kid is such a fucking moron, and
I gotta play me one of these Grand Theft Autos.
oh, dude, you really have to. Like five's a great one to jump into. Honestly, it's the best of the series so far, and there's a reason it survived for so long.
Nice.
All right. So that is my number five. I got nothing left to say on that. Los Santos is beautiful. There's a good up and coming tech company that gets shut down later on in the game, but it's not really a spoiler because you see it coming. So before we get into number four, shall I read the first comment?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
It is from Sergeant Ombre. And he says, oh, I better make sure I have the entire comment showing here. Oh, I do. I'm missing half the comment. Anyways, let's see if I got. Oh no, it's the whole comment. All right, this is off the rails already. So Sergeant Ombre says a dungeon crawling in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon would be so much fun. Now the difficult thing would be which Pokemon would I be? I read this. My first thought is why wouldn't you just be the trainer? But then
No, because
again,
you're the Pokemon.
yeah, I don't know Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I haven't played it yet. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
We
figured.
should talk about that game at some point. It's fun.
Oh, it's
It's
on NSO now, so it's definitely on the short list.
Oh yeah, actually yeah, the Game Boy. I've played the only one I've played was the DX one for Switch. I think it must have been like a remake or a port or something like that, but it's fun. And I don't know. I mean Charmander, obviously. You just be Charmander.
He just destroys everything. He's Charmander.
Yeah,
No,
just be
um,
Charmander.
I think honestly, it sounds more interesting than a regular Pokemon game because a regular Pokemon game is just dogfighting with cute animals. Um, this actually sounds. If you're going to be the Pokemon, that's the way I think the whole series should have gone. You just kind of pick a Pokemon or figure it out how you can be one of 150, and then you just play the game. But if you need Michael Vick presents dogfighting, you get yourself a Pokemon game
Yeah, with 11-year-olds or whatever cuz it's all kids.
because Professor Oak wants to bang Ash's mom. Here comes number four.
It's just
4,
just where are all the adults? um my number 4 is a little off the wall, but it's a game we've chatted about before. It is Micro Machines. Um
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah, so when we covered this game, I don't know if we really mentioned it, but I was wondering like how are you pick the human racers on the start screen. Well, how do they fit in the little fucking cars that are on the kitchen table or the desk or in the bathtub or whatever?
I
And
think you're
that
living in the world of imagination here.
yeah, I know, and that's what makes it fun. So like uh definitely Micro Machines. Shrink me down, put me in a little car and let me just drive around a desk or the living room floor or the friggin' toilet or wherever
Oh
wherever the
no, I'm in a
wherever
poo.
the race happens to be, like
No, that's
jump
a
the
good one. I
jump the
like that.
Cheerios box.
No, I always pictured Micro Machines the game being more of like kids racing around the Micro Machines. So you're just taking away the hands of the kid and you're just putting the imagination into what they can't do. But
Yeah, I want to be the
that world,
car or
yeah,
be in the car.
get out
um
of the car, get crushed by a book.
yeah. Actually, the I don't know if you've played the bonus Mario Kart tracks in Mario Kart 8, but the I get similar vibes from the one where you're like in the bathroom,
Oh yeah, yeah, I've
in the
played that.
tub, I love that course. So that's cool. That gave me Micro Machines vibes, and
Yeah,
that's my number 4.
it's a good number four. I'm impressed. That's way off the list I have. My list is all these bigger games, including the Animus from the entire Assassin's Creed franchise. I know it's kind of a
Oh,
cop out,
nice.
but after a certain point in the series where the Animus is specific to who's using it, they change it so that it's an entertainment device where you can just plug yourself in and relive any part of history you want. And I think that would be kind of awesome to do, is just like put on this Oculus and go back and learn live through the Civil War or whatever. Oh, the American Civil War. Canada didn't have a civil war. We just apologized a little less. But so anyways, yeah, because you think about it. I mean, we have so much world history to go through that even in the games they've only touched on what is possible. So they've really built a franchise that is almost limitless, and to be able to do that or live in that world. And if I had to go back to any particular one, it would literally be Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and I would just sail around and sing sea shanties. That is the
Nice.
world I would be in. There's no specific part of it, just sail around the Caribbean. You know,
Yeah, I like that. What is this thing called? I've not played Assassin's Creed either, so here's me like
the
being
Animus.
the Animus. It's kind of like the
Think
TARDIS, right? And like Doctor Who, it basically like it is everything and everywhere at once. Like you can pop into
it's
it and end up.
I think it's more like the TARDIS meets the thing they stick in the back of your head in the Matrix.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool though. It's like you can use that to like the possibilities are kind of endless, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I would go, because I mean, just think of how much you could do.
So much stuff.
So much stuff. All right. Before we get into number three, I am going to read the next comment, and you're going to take the last two. And the next comment comes from Randy Barrage, and he chose a really hard to pronounce word. So here I go. I probably wouldn't last in this world, but I'll go Svardalfheim, Svardalfheim from God of
Shardy
War
farts.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Yeah, shard of fart. The Dwarven realm looked absolutely gorgeous, and the warm climate would agree with me. Honorable mention to the Wizarding world from Hogwarts Legacy. I only watched my wife play Hogwarts Legacy, so yeah, you're in a castle, I guess. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan either. That's too mainstream. I like stuff that you haven't heard of. Not really. I just Harry Potter always just seemed a little childish to me, which is weird because I'm a gigantic child. But as for
Right.
God of War Ragnarok, uh, I have not played the game, so I don't know this world at all. Again, it's on my list of things I should play at some point. It just keeps getting passed over because the game gets older and older, and it's just like I miss my opportunity. Have you ever played
Oh,
God of War Ragnarok?
Ragnarok? No, but I've played God of War when it first came out, like the first one.
Oh,
And
the
then
original?
yeah, and then like Ares, that one. And then like God of War 2, I think I played a little bit of, but I don't know if I ever finished it.
Oh man, what was that? There was a game on the PS3 that came out, Heavenly Sword or something like that. It was along the lines of God of War, like the same
Um,
type of
I'm not
game.
sure.
But I know we're way off topic. Long story short, that's where Randy Barrage would be. Thanks, Randy, for writing in. Sorry that we're just kind of butchering this comment. Like the two of us are completely inept when it comes to these games. So I'm
Oh,
just going to hit. Go on.
it's funny. You didn't chastise Randy for picking like Hogwarts because it's like, "Oh, of course you want to be in Harry Potter." Of course I want to be in Star Wars. Like that's our way in, all right? Yes, the question and that's our way in.
To be fair, my wife loves Harry Potter, so I'm kind of used to the Harry Potter verse around this house. My entire wife's professional office is filled with Harry Potter Lego.
Awesome.
And yeah, I just kind of get way too much Harry Potter, so I'm kind of dead to it. Where Star Wars is still one of those things that when I hear it, I perk up.
Oh, like a little
But it's
boner.
no, yeah, it's no Star
Yeah.
Trek. Here comes number three.
All right.
3.
All right. My number 3 is the city of Los Angeles, but
Ooh,
specifically from Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Um, I'd say if in real life, if I could live anywhere else in the country, I think Southern California is very high on my list.
that's
Although
because of your precious Mighty Ducks.
it's so goddamn expensive, I would never be able to. But it's a great place. But anyways, but only in this fantasy, like where I'm living in Los Angeles, I am great at skateboarding, and practically everything in the environment is skatable. And I'm
Oh yeah,
also
absolutely.
no matter how hard I hit the fucking ground, uh, I don't get hurt. I just get back up again and can skate. So I'm basically invincible. I can skate like a fiend, and everything is accessible by skateboard. So, um, yes, this version of Los Angeles, and then also like the excellent music is just constantly on in the background, and And,
That's a second great choice. I love Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Like I have never played American Wasteland. I kind of petered out around 3. But
yeah,
me and a friend, one of our listeners there, when we were in training when at the beginning of our careers, um we were in the same building and he would come over and we played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 nightly for like 6 hours a night. It was
yeah.
insane. And I got really good at the game. Like I was pulling massive tricks, million point tricks and stuff like that. And he'll vouch for me. But I tried playing the new one, like the re-release there. I've lost it all. It is
Oh yeah,
gone.
I'm no good anymore. I am
Yeah,
not good.
that's why I haven't suggested we review that game yet. I
Yeah.
gotta get good first because I don't want the whole podcast to be just me crying.
Just kind of like slowly brush it aside, like maybe later
Yeah,
after I
pretty
practice for
much.
like another, after I play it for 8 hours a day for the next year, like I did when I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. I think American Wasteland is a great game. I don't unfortunately have my copy anymore, but it was I think it's underrated. Or maybe it is. I think there's some
I've
folks
heard a
that really
lot of
like
good
it.
about it. I
Yeah,
think it's probably not as popular as the Tony Hawk franchise was
you're
at the
right.
beginning, but
Yeah.
I think people who stuck with the franchise really appreciate that game.
Yeah, it's a great game. So,
Awesome.
what's your number 3?
Oh, my number 3 comes from one of the greatest RPGs of all time, depending on who you talk to, and that's Final Fantasy VII. And I would live in Calm. Calm is the
Really?
town just outside of Midgar, so you get all the benefits of the power of Midgar without Avalanche blowing the reactors up. So it is like if you played Rebirth, I guess it would be
Yeah.
kind of why I picked this. Rebirth
Okay.
makes Calm look very clean, very calm, for lack of a better word. Um, it's a nice little town. It's not too big. There's plenty of buildings around. People are sitting outside, always happy and stuff like that. If you go to the original game, it's not as well detailed. It's away from the bullshit of Shinra.
Mhm.
Just get myself a nice little house. Walk around, enjoy life away from the big city. Uh, it just seems like a nice, calm little. Oh, fuck, I keep saying calm. I'm trying to figure out another
Well, they
word.
really telegraphed the name of the town, right?
Yeah, they really did. I was like, it's a serene environment. So, obviously, in the game, if you walk outside of town, something's going to kill you. But I'm willing to take that risk. And
Well,
if I had
you've
to
got a
pick a,
sword that's bigger than life itself, so
well,
in
I'm
this
not Cloud in this
situation,
scenario. I'm NPC number 7. I
oh,
only
you
say
are. Okay.
welcome to Calm. That
Welcome
is
to
my
Calm.
entire role. But if I had to visit a dungeon, say I was Cloud or I had the giant sword, I'd go visit the Nibelheim region. Those nice
Mhm.
mountains, the Mako reactor, all that kind of stuff, and a nice little Nibelheim town with all the crazy people and the Shinra conspiracy.
Yep, all the
Yeah,
spooky flashbacks and
yeah, that's exactly. Watch this kid show up yelling at a lady. He's like, "My mom lived here," and then he goes into this like panic attack. Oh, so great.
perfect.
So, do you want to read the comment into our number 2?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it gives away my number 2. So why don't we go for number 2 and then I'll read the comment in there after. I'll work it into my talkings.
All right, Brian, cue the banjos.
2,
All right, I think my number 2 kind of I picked it for similar reason to your number 3 with Calm. I picked Lurelin Village from Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh,
Yeah. And I think I'm on the same page with our good friend Sharkbite. At least well his comment kind of goes in two different directions, but starts with Zelda. So we'll start there. So Sharkbite says, I'd love to live in the world of Zelda. I might have never played one, but the music, lore, and gameplay seem like somewhere I could survive. Good point. Failing that, I'd want to live in the world of Red Dead Redemption 2. That is such a beautiful game, and I think I could survive at least a week in that world. Nice. It'd be a good week. If you want a world I die straight away, then it's going to be any of the Souls games. They can all fuck right off.
Three great
Right.
points by Shark
Great
Bite.
comment.
Oh yeah.
um, yeah,
Well,
but going back
before you
to
get
yeah.
into Zelda, let's go over his world of Red Dead Redemption and
Oh
Souls
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Um,
Chat about that.
Red Dead Redemption was on my short list, but I felt like I was trying to not go too new of a game. And
Mm.
God damn, that game is gorgeous. I keep trying to start it, and I get about 2 to 3 hours into the game before something distracts me, and I just kind of walk away. But I one time just grabbed a horse and started riding, and what a beautiful game that is.
Yeah, it's kind of like I mean, to the Zelda point a little bit, I guess. Like Breath of the Wild was kind of like that, where it's like, I don't know what's over here. I'm gonna just kind of mosey in that direction for the next couple hours.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but Souls
Um,
games can fuck right off.
yeah, I've not played one. I don't. I'm not sure if I will. We'll see.
It's no
One of these
desire for me
days,
to play one. But
maybe.
no, let's
Yeah,
now that we've
Lurelin Village.
yes.
Yeah, this is a place that I would want to go on just like a vacation. I'd spend a little time there. I don't know if I'd want to live there always, but if you're familiar with Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, um, Lurelin Village is a place in Hyrule that's just kind of like a little seaside, uh, not like a shanty town like everyone's like, like hovels or whatever. Like,
It's a
what's it?
Moana village.
Oh, what do you call it?
Uh,
The slums from Final Fantasy VII. It's not like that. It's like, it's just like a little seaside town with little grass huts, and everyone's just kind of doing the island living and cooking fish and leaves and um eating fruits and stuff. So I'd spend all day at the beach. I'd cook. I'd get those like mighty porgies or whatever those fish are that are swimming around, and I'd cook a bunch and just kind of hang out, maybe look around for some shrines, and then I'd sleep in a little grass hut, uh, Airbnb. Um, but hopefully there would be no moblins or Lizalfos around to wreck my day, because that would
they're
suck.
weak. You could take them out.
I could. And I think actually in Tears of the Kingdom you have to free Lurelin Village from enemies that are kind of like um, beset upon the town. That's like one of the side quests. So maybe we'll stick with the Breath of the Wild one because I think it was a peaceful place.
That or you just wait outside of the town for Link to show up.
Yeah. Hey, can you take care of this so I can check into
Yeah.
my Airbnb?
Hey, suspiciously young-looking child with a sword, go beat up those bad guys.
Oh, he's in his 20s at this, in this one, right?
Are you sure?
No.
All
All right, go ahead.
right.
That's all I
My
got.
no, my number two is from a classic, another game that started on the PS3, then the PS4, then the PS5. Will probably be ported to the PS6, 7, and 8, and that is Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. And I would live in
Ooh.
Falkreath. Small town, nothing happens here if there's no dragonborn around. Has a warm climate surrounded by forests. It's quiet, good citizens, and it has secrets if you're into that. I'd start a blacksmith or a pub to make some coin, and the Dragonborn shows up and sneaks through town, killing all the guards. I'd just be sitting there watching him. Or do that thing where you're sleeping and he steals all my money off me, like the one gold coin I keep on my person. Um, yeah, it's another get out of the city. I know the first one I said I'm a city person, but if I'm picking video game places to live, it's going to be outside of the big cities. That's where all the bad stuff happens.
Yeah, for sure. And in mine, I tried to pick or stick with places that aren't going to have um, giant existential threats.
Like dragons.
Or like, yeah,
Oh,
that or like Final Fantasy 7 with like a fucking meteor or like, like dying planet or, whatever.
yeah, you're fine. I went with the idea that I'm not the hero and the hero is saving the world, so
That's
I'm
right.
just along for the ride, right?
He's going off to take care of that, and you're gonna, or he or she, or
Yeah.
whoever.
Um,
But you're
I
just
did
gonna
pick a
hang out.
exactly. I did pick a dungeon though, and it would be Blackreach if you remember that underground city. You find it all the fucking time. I still have no godly idea how to get there. I just get there.
I've
Like
also never played Skyrim.
seriously.
Yeah, no, I
I
just,
think that's 4 for 4. Oh no, you played Final
yeah, I
Fantasy
don't.
VII.
I apparently, I played remake at least, but I don't. I don't play very many video games. Uh,
Shh, you're the host of a podcast.
oh fuck, that's right. Um, yeah, no, well, a lot of these games came out at a time when I was not
No, I
gaming
get
as
that.
much,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
See, I've
So
never had a period in my life where I wasn't playing games. I like games more than people.
that's true. That's true.
Offense meant. But yeah, no, it's Skyrim's another great game. It's a time sink. Like if there's no 100%ing Skyrim. Like I know somebody actually managed to find all the different places to explore in the game, but I believe it had some sort of generative dungeon maker. So
Hmm.
even if you found all the dungeons from the like original thing, it would just keep generating dungeons, so you keep finding new places to go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, it
I
is
like that.
massive.
It is a big game. There's a lot of big games out there, that's for sure. They are
Yeah, and if
very
you play them
intimidating.
all now, like there's just too much to play now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
You
got to
ready for
be very
number one?
selective. Absolutely. Let's hit number one.
1.
My number one is Stardew Valley, full stop. And I'm going to go ahead really quick here and read Makeshift Money's comment because he said it just probably better than I could. So Makeshift says, Stardew Valley. I could scavenge for good money all day, hit on their women all afternoon, drink Pam under the table all night, and go explore the bottomless cave on the rainy days. Absolutely, absolutely well said. Um, of course, it's going to be a farming sim for my number one. This whole list could have been farming sims, just top 5 video game farming sims I would love to live in, just because it's so goddamn pleasant.
Yep.
Um, but this game has a bit of everything. You can live on a variety of types of farms. You can get the spooky one with the monsters. You can get the one that's got like good fishing. You don't even have to focus on farming if you don't want to. You can, uh, you know, go explore the cave like Makeshift said. I actually really like enjoying the bottomless or exploring the bottomless cave and getting
Yeah.
all the minerals and such.
No, that's
Um,
fun. Last time I played the game, I just spent like I think 6, 7 hours fishing.
Yeah. Yeah. Go fishing. Go, I don't know, go freaking pick weeds one day if you want to.
Now I
Um,
want to play the game again.
I know. It's like just talking about it makes me want to get back into it. And then like it's got such pleasant like every time you pick something up, it's just like
Oh
I don't know if
yeah,
you can hear that popping sound in my
I can hear it. Hopefully
microphone.
they can.
Yeah, I hope you can. And then the end game, right, is to find an adorable little pixel wife and just be
Was it
happy
because
happily ever after.
I never got any pixel wives in that game.
Oh,
I thought the end was to rebuild that center there before
oh
the
shoot,
grocery
that's right.
store bought it.
I might be conflating that with Harvest Moon. So I guess like Harvest Moon could be in here too. Like go just
Yeah,
farm your farm, get a cute little pixel wife and be happy forever.
yeah, no, it would be great. You have the most land of anybody in the game.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, you
cuz you
just have
inherit it from
yeah.
whoever.
Well, you have a full screen to yourself that scrolls. Everybody else gets a house.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No, you're like
Yeah.
prize pig in that goddamn city.
Oh my god, yeah. Most eligible bachelor or bachelorette if you're a lady.
Or you can just be gay.
You yeah, you could do that too.
The
Yeah.
sky's the limit. Do not hold yourself back. Men are beautiful.
The ground is the limit because you can go as deep in that cave as you want to, and you can
That's
take
true.
that however you want.
Oh my. Ah,
All right, what's your number one?
my number one. If you know me, you know where I'm going. Um, it's the Kingdom of Guardia in 1000 AD in the classic, very good
Oh,
unbuckled love video game Chrono Trigger. And I picked Guardia 1000 AD because when the game starts, you're at a millennial festival. So you're right at a party. Peace has been achieved. Nobody is fighting. There's no wars going on or anything like that. The game really has no problems to start out with. It doesn't have a problem until Meryl, gets teleported back to 600 AD. And if you think that's a spoiler, the game's 30 years old. Uh, no, the whole thing. You walk around, you got calming music. You're woken up by your mom in a house that only has one bed, so that's kind of creepy. Uh, you can go play games at the carnival there. You can get more cats, and then you get cat food, and like it's just so much to do. It's just such a nice, peaceful place to live. And as long as you don't meet Marl, who is a useless C word, anyways, nothing bad happens. You just
Okay.
carry on with life.
I like Marl. I like all the characters.
She's not like my least favorite RPG character ever, but in the game, she kind of sits in the background because she doesn't bring anything to the table that any other character doesn't do better.
That's true, I suppose.
Um, yeah, I did pick a dungeon or area, and that was Zeal in 10,000 BC. Again, great music. It looks really neat. Floating islands. You go between island, and yeah, you meet a young somebody. I'm not going to say the name. You also meet Scala, who's the princess, the queen. You meet Dalton, who we all love because he's just such a fantastic guy. And by meeting him, it sets off the events of Chrono Cross.
Yeah, there you
Not
go.
through this game, but if you actually read the lore, this is something that's really interesting. So yeah, that's it. Chrono Trigger
Yeah.
Guardia 1000 AD. That is my number one.
And if you go to the 10,000 BC or whatever, 100,000 or whatever it was, you
10,000.
get to there's a 10,000, but you get to
Yeah.
ride around on a pterodactyl. So
Oh,
that's awesome.
no, that's you're talking about 65 million BC.
Yes, I am. 65 million BC.
Ah, man, I hope we're not talking about this game soon. Wink. All right, so that is our top five worlds we'd live in and dungeons we'd explore. Thank you, everybody who wrote in a comment. Stardew Valley and Chrono Trigger's Guardia 1000 AD topped our list. Sam, do you have anything to say to the audience before we cut the mics?
No, thanks for listening and thanks for the comments. This was a lot of fun with comments. This is the first time we've done a 5x5 with additional comments, and that was a good time. So thanks
Yeah,
everybody, and keep them
definitely going
coming.
to try this again.
Yeah,
And if
that's
you
all I
want to
got.
join in on the fun and write a comment for a 5x5 or a 8-bit banter box on the regular episodes, or just give your opinion on the game we're talking about, you can do so over at patreon.com/retrotopia, where you can join for free anytime you feel like.
Yep.
All right, Sam,
Join our
send us
Discord. Tell
away.
all your friends.
Yeah,
Yeah, tell all your friends, all of them.
friends.
Friends,
Friend.
plural.
Join. No, not for me. You're my only friend, Sam.
Oh, Alan has something to say about that. He's like, he just sat up. He's sleeping in his little nightcap in the land of Great Britain and just sat up bolt upright in bed. Like, what did he say?
He's going to come at me. That's it. I'm done.
He is. All right. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.